Fender Acoustasonic, Taylor T5z. Which one's right for you? Will you tell us? Hey, James Shee here with Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas. But remember, you can always find us online at tarpleymusic.com. And please hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. So you might be interested in getting like an acoustic electric hybrid kind of guitar where you can kind of have both in one instrument on stage or whatever the reason is for recording. Two of the big guys in that market right now are the Fender Acoustasonic and the Taylor T5 series. So, which one do you need? What's the difference? Is there one better than the other? There's all these kinds of questions. So, I'm just going to kind of give a basic versus A and B kind of a thing. And maybe you can help with your decision on what guitar you feel is right for you. So, the Fender Acoustasonic actually has more acoustic guitar voicings in it, and then there is an electric guitar setting that's got a few on it. The T5Z really has one acoustic setting, and then the rest are the humbuckers for electric kind of a tone. So right off the bat, that may or may not make a difference to you in that sense. But are you really leaning with a lot more of acoustics, where you want to be able to get kind of electric tone? Do you want to have a lot of really cool hollow body, solid body electric tones and acoustic? That's the big difference to me, besides the obvious things as far as playability and all that kind of stuff. So there's a few differences, like as far as woods, because this is actually the spruce top with the mahogany neck and mahogany back and sides on the Acoustasonics. This is a Sapelli back and sides, Sapelli neck with a mahogany top. So right off the bat, there's a little bit of a tone difference in the woods that they use, but they both have the same concept of a couple of pickups with some sort of body sensor, couple of pickups with some sort of body sensor. And so I'm just going to I want to just play some differences so you can kind of hear that. You can actually check the links below if you want more of a detail. We have a video on each one of these guitars. So this is a little bit more of a and B kind of a versus. So what I have is I'm going through an A-B box. A is going directly right into for the acoustic, and then when B is going it right into a GT 1000 core. I've just got like a clean chorusy delay sound that I can put a little overdrive on, and then and that's it. So I'm kind of A and B those. So on the Acoustasonic, you have an A and B selector that switches from one voice to the other, and you can blend those. Okay, and then this is just a master volume here, and you can actually go get a specific list or watch the other video, and I give you the specifics about what kind of dreadnought or what kind of guitars they are. So, but that starts here in this position here between the acoustics. So I'm just in the A, going direct in there. So that's the two main acoustic guitars I have. So I go to the next switch and it's a couple more. So I'm going to slide over here to A. Taking the blender over to B. Position 3, all the way on side A is a couple more as another acoustic combination of woods. This actually adds the body pickup a little bit to this particular one. Two, and we're going over to a different kind of dreadnought guitar here. As I blend B, it actually blends in the electric pickup with it. So this is all the way to the other side. Completely blended. So that's just a real quick overview of kind of the acoustic sounds you get out of it. When you go to position 1, however, now you're in the single coil pickup. We're going to switch over to the GT 1000 here on the electric guitar setting, kind of give you some tones. So that's an overview of just the acoustic sounds going in direct, and then a little bit of what the electric pickup can do. All right, so now we've got the Taylor T5z Classic going the exact same way. So I'm going through direct on switch A, and then switch B, I'm going over the GT 1000 core, kind of an basic clean amp with a little bit of delay and chorus with capability of throwing some distortion overdrive on there. So it's the same thing in that sense. However, tone-wise, yeah, you get a lot of different animals here. So I'm going to stay in position A. And like I said before, this really has just one main acoustic setting. And what it is, there's a hidden humbucker underneath here, under the neck. And then this is a humbucker as well. And then there's the body sensor. So in this position, it's that neck and the body sensor give you kind of your acoustic sound. So here's that. The one element you do have on this is you've got bass and treble where you can cut and boost it because it's an active pickup. So there's a lot of shaping on the EQ with that for the one acoustic setting there. So I'm going to go over to switch B here. So now I'm going through the GT 1000. And I'm in position 2 where it's just that neck up pickup only. So it'd be pretty similar to like a neck humbucker and a paw or something like that. So. So on position 3, I've got the bridge only, so that's this one here. So what's left, you say? Well, obviously both of those pickups together, but I've got 2 more switches. So one of them is them in parallel. So pickups in parallel means they both hit the output at the same time. The position 5 is in series, so one pickup goes into the other. So with the parallel, you tend to get a little bit more beefiness because you're getting everything hitting the output at one time. So here's position 4 in a basic clean setting. Series. So if I was going to play, wanted to get kind of a hollow body sound, you can put it right into that series and you can get really, really close. So let's go back to the electric settings now, and I'll just put a little overdrive on it so you can hear that. Neck, position 3 is bridge. Position 4, so both pickups in parallel. And then in series. So one one thing that you can't get from listening and watching a video is how the guitar feels, obviously. And so there are some commonalities in these. They both are ebony fretboards. They both have a 12-inch radius. The scale length is a little different. The scale length is the distance from the saddle to the nut, so the actual scale length of the guitar that you're playing. Uh, and this one is a 25.5, which is real standard, especially for acoustics. And then this one is right under that at 24 and 7/8. So not better or worse by any means, but there is a little bit different there. Um, Now, I will tell you that as far as playing and comfortability, the Taylor just whips it. To me, it just feels so good the way it plays. It just feels a little bit more solid to me here. And then as far as the Fender Acoustasonic here, of course, if you're used to kind of a telly body in that sense, this is a little bit more of kind of like a scaled down Les Paul body. It's a little bit thinner, also. But so there's no right or wrong answer. And I know this is a really quick kind of overview of some of the tones, but I played real simple stuff and we just sent it, through the same kind of stuff so you could get a very fair comparison of how things sound to you. But as far as for me, uh, the one acoustic setting on the T5z with the ability of boosting and cutting the EQ, I tend to, man, I can get one great acoustic sound and mold it a little bit. Then the rest of it I'm going to want is for great because I feel like I can get, this can get an electric guitar sound, but I feel like this can get different kind of electric guitar sounds. I feel like I can get kind of a hollow body tone out of it or Les Paul. And so no right or wrong, personal preference. As for this, you can dig in and get some of those electric tones, but there's a lot of, to me, almost too much option on acoustic sometimes. I got all these and I can blend it, so it's, to me, it's, are you really going to use that many? Or now, if you needed one guitar like in a recording studio, where that actually would make sense to me to get this in that sense where, okay, I got all these kind of acoustic guitar options if I didn't want to mic real acoustic guitars. But from a gig standpoint, from a workhorse standpoint, T5Z's got it covered because the acoustic tone is great. I can mold it just a little bit. I can get those humbucker sounds out of it the way it feels. The playability, of course, of Taylor is always spot on. So that's kind of my 2 cents in both of these. If you're kind of looking to go between both of these guitars of which way to lean, like I said, my opinion, whatever. It doesn't really matter in the sense because you're the one playing it. But once I really dug in fairly and said, okay, what qualities do, that's kind of the difference I see between these as far as which one that I would choose. Um, and so, and the other ones, I mean, you may just like the look of this and the color. I mean, that's valid, right? I'm just talking about from a sonic stability and how it plays and the features that it has. So, if you are choosing between both of these guitars, or if you're looking at both of them, I hope this cleared up maybe some things for you. If you enjoyed it, please hit like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we drop videos every single week. So if you want to know as we drop more, just turn on notifications, and we'll see you on that next one.